Marilyn Chambers' face once graced soapboxes across America, symbolizing a kind of purity that seemed untouchable. Yet that same face would soon ignite moral panic, media frenzy, and advertiser anxiety. Her fame was unlike any ordinary celebrity trajectory. She didn't ease into recognition, she exploded onto the cultural stage. Too beautiful to ignore, too daring to confront directly, and talented enough to command attention even in silent roles. Marilyn became a figure whose very existence challenged social norms. Her life was marked by contradictions, from public adoration to private heartbreak, a pattern that would define both her fame and her struggles. Early life in Connecticut. Marilyn was born on April 22, 1952, in Providence, Rhode Island, though she grew up primarily in Westport, Connecticut. Her family lived a middle-class life, her father in advertising, her mother in nursing. Both professions reflected the proper American path. Dreams of entertainment weren't encouraged in this household, and her father once tried to deter her from modeling, knowing the industry's cruelty. Yet the more her family emphasized safety, the more Marilyn was drawn toward the lights. Even as a child, she cultivated a drive to perform, finding small stages for expression in school clubs, cheerleading, and drama, planting the seeds of ambition that would eventually define her. A teenage drive for opportunity. By the age of 16, Marilyn had begun stepping into modeling, navigating early auditions with determination. Stories recount a fearless young woman slipping out of school schedules and finding her own way to casting calls. These initial steps were modest but crucial, signaling that opportunity would only arrive through initiative. The modeling world offered her a glimpse of independence and control, even if fraught with challenges. Her persistence hinted at a deeper instinct. If she didn't pursue the stage, no one else would. Every small success strengthened her belief that she could carve her own path, despite the risks and societal expectations that loomed over young women in the late 1960s. The first touch of cinema, Marilyn's first brush with film, came with a minor role in The Owl and the Pussycat, 1970. Though brief, it was significant. Her fingers touched the edge of Hollywood. This early exposure whetted her appetite for performance and introduced her to the mechanics of cinema, even if only peripherally. Her ambition was clear. She wanted a platform where her talent could flourish, yet opportunities remained scarce, and the competitive nature of Hollywood forced her to make difficult choices. By 1971, she entered a lower-budget, provocative project that nudged her image toward notoriety, laying the groundwork for the fame and stigma that would soon define her life and challenge her dreams of mainstream acting. San Francisco, freedom and temptation. Seeking opportunities beyond the restrictive gaze of Hollywood, Marilyn moved to San Francisco. The city offered a more rebellious, artistic environment where her ambitions could breathe. To survive, she worked in topless modeling and adult performance, not out of desire to shock, but to remain near the stage. Every act, however controversial, was an assertion of her agency. San Francisco represented both opportunity and danger. She could chase dreams, but risk judgment. It was here, in a city tolerant of rebellion, that Marilyn would encounter the pivotal moment that changed her life forever. The city's open environment illuminated the delicate line between self-expression and public condemnation. Behind the green door, a turning point. In 1972, Marilyn saw a casting ad for what she thought was a mainstream film. She attended, carrying both hope and caution. The project, Behind the Green Door, was an adult film, and entering it marked a point of no return. In a single moment, she realized Hollywood would label her forever, never forgiving her for stepping outside traditional moral expectations. This choice cemented her status as both a sex symbol and a cultural lightning rod. Her initial fear wasn't scandal. It was the knowledge that her broader ambitions might be permanently constrained. The decision encapsulated the paradox of opportunity. She could reach the stage, but at a steep cost. Fame and its brutal contradictions. Marilyn's fame was immediate and complicated. She was simultaneously idolized and stigmatized, too daring for comfort, yet inescapably captivating. Society wanted her to be either an angel of liberation or a cautionary tale, never a complex individual. Her body became a symbol, her talent often overlooked. She was an artist fighting for recognition in a world that reduced her to an image. Every attempt to demonstrate depth, acting, singing, writing, was undercut by public perception. Marilyn's story reveals the paradox of early fame. It elevates, yet confines, enthralls, yet isolates. The very success that made her iconic also rendered her a prisoner of expectations. Personal life and motherhood. Despite a life in the spotlight, Marilyn's personal life was deeply human. In 1992, she gave birth to McKenna Marie Taylor, a bright presence in her life. Motherhood brought a sense of grounding and a connection beyond her public persona. It allowed Marilyn to reclaim some control over her narrative, proving that her identity extended beyond the adult film image. Yet even this new role carried pressures and expectations. As a mother, she navigated both the normal trials of raising a child and the lingering shadows of fame. Her maternal instincts and personal vulnerabilities highlighted the woman behind the legend, offering a glimpse of resilience often hidden from public view. Reclaiming agency in later years. In her later years, Marilyn focused on reclaiming control over her story. She corrected misconceptions, such as her birthplace, emphasizing Providence rather than Westport. She embraced indie films, smaller projects that allowed creative freedom and relief from the pressures of mainstream expectation. These choices reflected her desire to prioritize artistry over image, to act on her own terms rather than under the weight of societal labels. Marilyn's approach underscored a critical lesson. Liberation is not only about breaking rules, but also about finding spaces where one can work and exist authentically. Even late in life, she sought dignity and autonomy. The quiet end. On April 12, 2009, Marilyn Chambers passed away at her home near Santa Clarita Canyon Country, California, just 10 days shy of her 57th birthday. Found by her daughter, McKenna, the autopsy reported a cerebral hemorrhage, an aneurysm linked to heart disease. Painkillers and antidepressants were present, but not at lethal levels. Her passing mirrored her life, quiet, uncelebrated, yet impactful. Some wounds, subtle and unremarkable to outsiders, accumulate over time, eroding strength gradually. Marilyn's death emphasizes the toll of a life lived under intense public scrutiny, a testament to the invisible pressures faced by those thrust into fame before they were ready. Legacy. Beyond the image. Marilyn Chambers' legacy extends far beyond scandal or sexual notoriety. She challenged the boundaries between liberation and prejudice, showing how a woman could assert agency in a culture that commodifies and judges female bodies. She was neither victim nor symbol alone, but a person who fought to be recognized as an artist. Her life exposed the cruelty of a society quick to consume and discard women once they no longer fit the mold. By navigating paths both celebrated and condemned, Marilyn embodied resilience. Her story remains a cautionary tale, a lesson on the cost of fame, and an enduring inspiration for artists striving for autonomy. Conclusion. The woman behind the icon, Marilyn Chambers, was a paradox, a symbol of freedom and a victim of societal judgment, a performer and a mother, a star and a human being. Her life reveals the price of early fame, the struggle to be seen fully beyond one image. She transformed cultural conversations about sexuality, representation, and agency, leaving behind lessons on resilience, authenticity, and the human cost of public obsession. In remembering her, we honor not only the icon, but also the woman who navigated fame, stigma, and personal tragedy with courage. Marilyn's story continues to illuminate the complex interplay between liberation, art, and humanity.